Hello, hello. I'll be with you shortly. Waiting for you to join on the live.
Hey,
Hello.
hey, how you doing?
Hold on. Let me. Hello.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you.
Because I barely can hear you. How you doing today, Yee?
I'm doing good today. How are you?
I'm good. I can't complain. Can you tell us where you are calling from and what brings
Oh,
you to my live broadcaster?
um, I'm calling from Chicago, Illinois, and what brought me here is because we have a similar stories about kids that's been trying to kids manipulated by their other side of their parents, and I'm going through the same story that
Can you check?
I
Excuse
heard.
me. Can you check and see if your volume is up?
Yeah, my volume is up. Can you hear me?
Okay.
All right, so Um, I'm dealing with a situation with the mother of my daughter, my oldest daughter, which she is 11 right now, where she is putting false statements out and saying that I falsely put my hands on her and everything, putting order protections against me and trying to keep me away from my daughter. And that's causing which is causing a bridge between me and my oldest daughter. I have two daughters. One is 11 and one is 1. All right. So I'm very protective about my girls. They're both girls, and my oldest daughter is my heart. You know, she's been in my life ever since I was 26 years old. Can you
Yeah,
hear
I
me?
can hear you. And I can hear you much
Yeah.
better. I had to get mine right.
I, I
Uh,
said, my girls are my heart. So I moved back to Chicago because I wasn't lit. I'm getting all right, feedback.
how about now?
All right.
You can't hear me?
It's a
No.
delay. It's a delay. It was a delay.
Oh, because I can hear you.
So I moved back to Chicago. Yeah, I can. Yes, I can hear you. So
I'm
okay.
listening. Just talk. I can hear you. You could just talk. I'm listening. I'm not saying anything. I'm just listening. But I can hear you.
So I moved back to Chicago from Wisconsin because I lived in Wisconsin over 10 years. So I ended up getting injured at work, so I was able to move back to Chicago without worrying about anything. So I came back to Chicago to be closer to my daughter so I can have her every other week. So I took my at that time I didn't have 50-50 custody. I got my daughter when I was in Wisconsin. I got my daughter on Thanksgiving, Christmas, spring break, any day that she was able to be out of school for more than 2 days and everything. I got my daughter then, but now since I moved back to Chicago, um, yeah.
You said since you won't move back to Chicago. Hmm.
So I took her to court and everything. I got my 50-50 custody where I got it. So I got my 50-50 custody and everything. Everything was going good. I got my every other year I file on my taxes and everything, so everything was good, right? So what went bad was during that time, you know, I had just bought my condo. I bought a condo and everything for I can move into. And I was come on, mama. I was doing some construction on my condo. So come on, mama, please. What's wrong? What you want? What you want? You want to get down? Okay. So while I was doing construction on my condo, I needed it because I wasn't able to get her at that time every other week. So we was actually doing more communicating and working together on you know, raising my daughter, because I couldn't have her in my condo with all the construction was going on. So fast forward, construction done and everything. Me and my daughter was in a good place. Me and the mother of my daughter was in a good place. But we started messing around a little bit, and I was like, no, I'm gonna cut this off. We ain't gonna have no sexual relationship at all. We just gonna parent. So at that time, she got on some manipulating things. So she started going to my lawyer like, I don't even know why I'm able to claim my daughter when I don't have any income, because I got injured at work. I got put on disability, but she doesn't know anything about my property and everything. So because, you know, I have property and everything, so I use my taxes, and if she don't know nothing, so she went to my lawyer behind my back and sent an email. So my lawyer sent me an email saying, your baby mama sending some bogus stuff to me, and you need to look at this, all right? So I looked at it, and I was like, oh, that's foul. I'm like, she's trying to be messy. So she's trying to be messy. So what's wrong? What you want? Pot? 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 Come on. Go to the bathroom. Go. Come on. So I told the mother of my daughter, I was like, hey man, just drop my daughter off from now on. You don't have to you know, call me on anything extra, because I see that you being very manipulative and you being very you on that BS. So like for that, I stopped talking to her. I stopped having communication. Only thing was drop my daughter off for that week that she's over there, then I drop her back off to you for the week that she's at your house. That's it. I'm done. All right. So it was a time that came about that I needed her to pick her up on a Friday, because normally I drop her off on Saturday. So I was like, I called her up. I was like, man, I'm gonna need you to pick her up on Friday. And she was like, my mother, my daughter was like, you must got some lady coming into town. I said, don't worry about what I'm doing. Just come pick her up. So I'm cleaning up my house. And I fall asleep on the couch. My daughter, this is during COVID, so my daughter's in her room doing her schoolwork on her computer. So all of a sudden, I get my phone rings when somebody's at my door. Answer it. It's the mother of my child. Normally, she don't come upstairs in my house. Normally, she just pull up in the back, and I just send my daughter out. I walk my daughter to the back gate. Boom, bing, bang, boom. But this time, she came to my front door. I'm not thinking nothing. I'm just waking up. Buzzed in. She came up in my house. I unlocked the front door. I'm putting up my mop and everything, because before I fell out to go to sleep, I was mopping my floors and everything. So she come in, it's snowing around this time. So, I told her when she came to my house, take your shoes off. You know what I'm saying? During this week, my daughter wasn't doing her work. So I took a cell phone away from her and everything. So that was a big deal with that. So she came in the house asking me for my daughter's phone and everything. I said, hold on 1 minute. Take your shoes off at the door and everything. She's in here getting dressed. You know what I'm saying? If you're about to walk in my house, if you're about to stand at the door, no, don't even take off your shoes. She basically said, forget me. She walked through the house on my hardwood floor as well. She was like, hold up. So I'm in my kitchen. I'm telling her, hold up. By this time, she in my daughter's room. And so when she got into my daughter's room and everything, she asked my daughter, like, where her phone at? She asked my daughter, where your phone at? She's like, my daddy got it. My daddy put it up. And she was like, so she came back into the kitchen where I'm at, which is right outside my daughter's room, and I'm like, continue to ask. I'm like, can you just go stand next to the door and everything? This phone is, you can get your phone. I'm not trying to hold no phone. Just go ahead and stop making a mess in my house. So I'm like politely come to next to her, say, can we just go to the door right quick? You know what I'm saying? She grabbed and choked the mess out of me. She choked me.
Really?
So, yeah, she grabbed and choked the mess out of me, right?
Wow.
You know me, I'm like, oh, so you know me, I
So
pick
she
up.
said, so are you saying she set you up? Like, can we get to the point, like, what happened? Okay,
So
she
she
choked
said,
you and
long
what
story
happened?
short, so long story short, I put her out my house. I put her out. Yeah. So I put her out my house. Police came. I didn't talk to the police. I went down to the police station. It was a Friday. So I went down, I dropped my daughter off afterwards, went to the police station. Police station said I had to go down to another place. I couldn't do that till Monday. I had my little one on that Monday, so I didn't even go that Monday and everything. But come to find out, my baby mama went down there on me saying that I put my hands on her. But when I got all the defensive, I'm all scratched up and everything, but she ain't got no marks on her. Okay, so that's when she started trying to keep my daughter away from me.
Wow.
So the next time my visit came, she didn't drop my daughter off. So I'm calling the police and everything, talking about like, man, Joe, what did I do? The police saying, man, you're gonna have to just take her to court. I'm like, okay. I took her to court. Come to find out, she put the report on me and everything. So while I'm calling my lawyer calling me saying, hey man, you got a domestic going on, Joe. They got an order of protection out against you. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And that's why she's trying to keep your daughter away from you. And I'm like, no. And my lawyer know it didn't happen the way she's saying it. So long story even longer, okay? It was a female that I was messing with at that time that know the whole story that I was messing with. Yeah, the female that was coming to my house. And me and her was cool at that time. That, you know, when I was going through the situation, when I first started going through the situation and everything, getting my lawyer, so she knew the situation and everything. So after a while, me and her, we wasn't rocking no more. We wasn't rocking no more at all, right? You wouldn't believe what happened. That female was so mad at me because I wasn't rocking with her no more. She went to my baby mama and said, hey, yo, I'm going to assist you to getting his daughter taken away from you.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, she assisted my baby mama getting in line.
So what are you accused of from keeping you from your daughter? What are your charges?
So what am I accused of? I'm accused of putting my hands on my baby mama, put my hands on my baby mama, and they know that I have certain things in my house. So they made up a story. They both made up a story together saying that I shot at my baby mama house.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, hold up. Wow. I was dropping off my daughter one day. While my daughter was there.
So did you lose?
Dropped off my baby.
Wow. So did you? Oh, so they trying to say you put the child in danger and all that. So did you lose all rights to your child? What is the status now?
I'm still.
So basically, you're still fighting. Like for me, I finally go to court next month, and I was accused of abusing my daughter, saying that I was trying to drown her every time I do it. Hey, all kind of bogus stuff that her father put on me, and they put up my daughter. He took my daughter down to the magistrate and filed a protective order out on me. I actually had my 8-year-old daughter at the time to sign her name on the paper, as if she was pressing charges on me with them typing up everything. And I had a protective order in effect for just about 2 years, and they just dropped it in August of last year, and they told me not to come to court. You know, although they had me accused of doing something to my daughter and keeping me from her, but you tell me that I don't have to come to court for you to dismiss it. So that's a whole nother story too. And March the 4th is actually our court date, so I'm looking forward to my victory then. And I'm so sorry that you are going through that, and I know how it is when you are being accused of something that you have not done. Like I know, and you hear these stories out here, and you never, and especially watching Lifetime, you never think that you will be like that. So now I know if I hear somebody tell me some stuff that they're going on, it don't have to always be bogus, because I know who I am. I know what type of mother I am and I was to my daughter. And I also have a 18-year-old son that graduated from high school with honors. He's attending college right now, so he's doing good, and I never had no issue with him. And I actually raised him as a single parent, and I had him when I was 14. You know, and I never had no type of problem with that. So it's really hard for me to just accept that the system just basically took my daughter away from me and deny all my rights behind some he say. And this is not something that just happened in my situation overnight. I have been battling court with my daughter's father ever since my daughter was 6 months old. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And my daughter been to court over 20 times behind nonsense. But after the first 8 years, you know, she remained with me, and I went to court one time without a lawyer. But I'm thinking that the system will have my back because this wasn't the case that they seen. The same judge, same everybody, just different guardsmen lights on the case. But I'm thinking that the judge knew this case. And do you know, when I walked in that courtroom without a lawyer, they all railroad me. The guardsman light asked me, did I have a court reporter? At the time, I didn't know what the court reporter meant. So always have a court reporter. Don't go to court without a court reporter, because that court reporter is going to put everybody on their best behavior. And I really pray that God, you know, reveal the truth, because every parent deserves a chance to be in their child's life. And I know the feeling. I really knows the feeling. So I don't try to take a child from no parent, because it broke me down. It was a hard battle for me 2 years ago. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just now coming around. And me telling my story is what uplifts me and make me feel good, knowing that I'm not alone. Since I have told my story, so many people have reached out like yourself. And you were the first that actually got a chance to tell their story from my YouTube. So we welcome you. You know, this is a big
Mm-hmm.
step for us both, you know, and I know that God is gonna reveal the truth. You cannot hide the truth. And your baby
Yeah.
mama, if she's being bitter, her time will come. Everything that
Mm-hmm.
goes up gotta come down one someday, baby. Best believe that.
Yeah.
So when do you go to court? Because I see you got
Uh,
another
uh,
daughter. So how many children do you have?
yeah. This is my youngest. This is when my oldest was getting taken away, she was just one. She turned one. So
Oh, okay.
this is from another young lady. So this is
Okay.
a different relationship. So like she believes, okay, so, and it's so ironic that her mother was taken away from her mother. All right, her father
Wow.
took her away from her mother and made her believe that her mother didn't care about her, and her mother didn't believe. And then
Wow.
she didn't find out till she was older that her father was
Mm.
lying, and her father was
Yeah,
just like,
narcissist.
her father was a preacher and everything. Her father was a bishop
Mm,
and in the church and everything, and manipulated her and her brother against her mother because her father couldn't control the mother. And that's what it was. So she is different. She won't never keep me away from my baby, no matter what I do, no matter what type of our relationship, because it's all about her. It's not about
That's
us.
right.
It's all about the
Hmm.
kid and the development of the kid to get the yin and the yang, the father and the mother. You just can't have one part. Is you're gonna have a
That's right.
dysfunctional child if they only know one side of the story. They need to learn both sides of the story,
Exactly.
and that's messed
Exactly.
up.
And that's what hurt me. And that's
And
what
that's
hurt me in my case
hmm
with my daughter. It's her only father's child, but her father has a wife. And when I was dealing with him at the time, he was involved with his lady, but I didn't know nothing about her. When you're young, you make mistakes, you know. And this lady don't have children, can't have children. They are much older than I am, and it's more of a fatal attraction thing that I'm dealing with. She wants
hmm
my baby, so what they're trying to do is wipe me out of my daughter's memory wholly, so she can pretend to be the mother. My daughter respecting this lady more than she respecting the lady that had her, and they go to church, supposed to be holy, and this is what they're doing to me. But I'm so glad that I got the strength and I got the faith to hold on. And I don't never want you to give up. I
Yeah.
want you to keep telling your story. I don't care how crazy it may sound to other people, how they might not like it. People's going to say what they want to say.
So
They're going
I'll
to
be
voice
in.
their opinion, and their opinion should never matter to us if they're not helping us grow or helping our spiritual belief. Don't worry about it. And what you are doing now is definitely a big step, because it's going to bring more people out. You know, now it's the guy version. You got the girl version of my story, and the world get
hmm
to get your version and how you feel and what's happening to you. And it's a tragedy. You know, it is that some people can be so vindictive and bitter and will do whatever they can to hurt you and destroy you because y'all relationship just don't work out. And this just shows you have to be careful who you have children by. You know, you definitely got to be careful who you get involved with because we don't know these people like we think we know them. So
No,
when
we
we
don't.
give them the big no, and then you're going to find out what type of people they are.
Mm-hmm. That most
But want your
definitely.
money and
It,
your child support and everything, but don't want you to see your child. I don't understand it, you
yeah,
know?
it's nothing but your wolves in sheep's clothing. I understand it now. You know, at first I couldn't forgive myself because I put myself into this situation. Nobody put me into this situation. I'm so down on myself that I wasn't able to forgive myself for what I've done because I've always been a person of trying to move like what's coming ahead. I know what's about to come. And I knew something was about to come ahead, but I wasn't able to move enough fast enough.
Yeah,
And
you
my
won't
and my
prepare it.
I wasn't prepared for it because I never would have thought in my wildest fucking dreams someone would try to put a case on me to take me away from my daughter, and then someone would be more vindictive to me because women don't know me. If you've been in my life before, you know how I am. My kids means more to me than a woman, and that hurts some women. And some women cannot understand that because they think that I'm still in love with the mother of my child. No, I'm not in love with the mother of my child. I'm in love with my kids. All right, my kids
Absolutely.
ain't going nowhere. A woman can walk out my life in the middle of the night. But at the end of the day,
Amen.
my kids here for life until I die. And I'm trying to teach them how I am. I'm trying to teach them my strengths and my weaknesses so they can learn from me and don't make the same mistakes that I've made in life. Okay? It's
That's
not what I'm
right.
leaving for my child, it's what I'm leaving inside my child. That's
Mm,
what matters. Okay? Not the
yes.
materialistic things. It's the mental things that I'm trying to leave that's going to prepare her for the storm and the struggles in the future. That without the mental capacity to deal with some of these things, you will fail. That's why the suicide rate is so high. People are not
Yep.
mentally prepared to sit up here and deal with situations that come inside their life. They fail, they
Yeah.
break. You know why? Because they wasn't built up enough. They wasn't propped up enough. They wasn't told that they loved enough. They wasn't built up their
Yep.
self-esteem enough to say, hey, you can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. And say, yes, I
Yes.
can. Yes,
Yes.
I can. To
Yes,
know
you
that,
can.
hey, everybody get a little dirt put on them. You know what dirt does to a person? You know what dirt does to a seed? It nurtures
Mm,
it. It
mm, mm,
nurtures
mm,
because
mm,
then after a little while, it's going to sprout. Then it's going to
mm,
put forth its fruit in his season and or her season
mm,
and
mm, mm,
feed.
mm.
And for people
That's
can
right.
eat and feed what they know, what the knowledge, the nourishment that they giving off of. Put that
Mm.
dirt on my name. Put it all on my name. All you doing is
Yep.
putting towards nourishment on my soul.
That's
All
right.
you doing
Say
is
that
giving me.
again.
All you doing is uh, 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 uh,
Mm.
giving me
Man.
ammunition, just to
Hmm.
go back and renew my faith in my master.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
all you
And no
doing.
weapon formed against us will ever prosper.
No,
Never,
it can't.
ever, ever.
It can't, because you know what? My only thing that happens to me is my God let it happen to me. You know why my God
Mm,
let it
mm,
happen to me?
mm.
It's because He's
Yes,
trying to
Lord.
get me to
Thank
realize something. And
you.
whatever He's trying to get me to realize, I'm learning. I'm
Thank you.
going through it, and you know
Thank you,
what?
Lord.
I'm going through it. This too shall pass.
Yes, it will. It's already
Tomorrow,
passed, baby. We
yeah, this
just
shall
we
pass.
just haven't seen it, but we
Hmm.
feel it. And as long as you feel it, that's all that matters.
Hmm.
Because a lot of times you may not ever get a chance to see it. But as
Hmm.
long as you
Hmm.
feel it and you believe, that's just what it is. And I'm so proud of you. I know this. It took a lot for you to come up here. You know, you didn't know me from a can of paint, but you trust to come on my live to share your story, and that means a lot to me. And
Hmm.
I'm going to be praying for you. And I know that
Thank you.
victory will be in your hands sooner or later. Just in due time, you got to be patient. We got to just, take it day by day. Like you said, you just, at this moment, you are growing. You know what I'm saying? The dirt is on your seed, but it's not going to define who you are and where you're
No.
going to be standing at the end of this, right here. And I pray that God continue to bless you and your family. He restore your relationship with your daughter, mother, and your daughter, because you got to have a relationship with her too. You got to forgive her, even though we may not like them, because you ain't got to like nobody,
Mm-mm.
okay? And I ain't no
Mm-mm.
person that fakes it. So if I
Mm-mm.
don't like you, I don't like you. But I do
Mm-mm.
have to respect you, and I got to forgive you for the things that
Mm-mm.
you have done, because when we let those people hold things over our head, that means they won.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna let them win. We not, and they're gonna see. And I hope that she
Mm-hmm.
sees this one day, and whoever else see this, because we are not gonna stop. We're gonna continue to work forward to helping other people that's in need. Because, like you say, a lot of people don't got the courage and the strength that we're doing right now. they end up killing themselves because it was super. No, you didn't do anything wrong, and it's just like, what do I do? Just lay there and accept these things away. So everything is racing through your mind, the guilt and the anger. You be ready to go off. Is it the one or two things you ready to go off? Harm yourself because you feel like a coward and you worthless, but you're not. You know what I mean? And neither am I. And you and I, we're gonna continue to work together, and we're gonna continue to have our voice. And hopefully, with us taking a stand, will prevent this. The law will do better when just making their decision by believing in and everything that they hear. Especially in my case, with them knowing the facts, and they just railroad me. They did me wrong, but their time is going to come too, and they can't stop my voice. They definitely can't stop me for what I'm doing. So before we close this, because I'm actually at work, what encouraging words do you have to leave for others and our viewers that will be seeing this if they were in your situation, and how to deal with this as far as moving on?
I say, this is the only thing I can say. I say, don't give up. Don't give up. When we pray and ask God for our blessings, we do not understand that God has sent them blessings already out as soon as we got done praying for them. We just got to be on that street called Faith Street to receive those blessings, okay? That's all we got to do. We just got to be steadfast and unmovable and always abounding in the Lord. Because as soon as the devil see a crack in your armor, he's going to come and get you. You got to realize that. You can't have no cracks. When I say let them talk and let God fight your battles. You do not have to say anything. You do not have to do anything. Revenge will get you nowhere. Love will get you everywhere. Love changes all. Love changes all. Even the hateful people in this world. Love can change them. And that's all I have to say.
Yes, well, thank you so much. It was awesome. That was an awesome word to leave the viewers with, and I thank you for your time. Please don't be a stranger. Anytime you want to talk, I mean, we cutting it short today because I'm in between work, and so. But anytime that you want to talk and you want to do this, you got any, words and encouragement that you want to share, or just an outlet, please hit me up anytime, and we can set it up, and we can continue to do this because I feel like we need this. This is a must. This is an outlet for me, and I'm sure it's an outlet for you and somebody else out there. You know what I mean? Like me coming forward, let me know it's so many people out here that been through some shady stuff. And I thought that I was the only one because it just didn't make sense to me. But now I know I'm not. And like you said, God allowed things to happen to us to make us stronger and to catch our attention. So I pray that God continue to watch over you. God keep you covered. God bless you. He give you everything that you desire to have. And keep your faith. You speak very wise. You got a strong head on your shoulder, and I'm proud of you. And I look forward maybe one day you and I can be business partners, and may God bless you. And until then, next time, you have a good day. Stay in touch now. All right. Bye, baby.